Introduction. Since 1979, I have been working diligently in the field of reincarnation, past life therapy, and past life research. In the early days, this was often scoffed at by those in the professional field. But in the last few years, it has become a valuable tool in the treatment of health issues, phobias, allergies, family relationship problems, etc., that do not respond to conventional types of therapy. Many psychologists now use it, admitting that it doesn't matter if they or the client believe in past existences. The important thing is that it helps the client, and as such, it is a worthwhile tool for exploring the subconscious mind. The roots of many problems have been found to stem from trauma in other lives. Often they are not caused by one past life, but a repeated pattern that has been established and is so strong that it carries over into the present lifetime. Occasionally, during my radio and TV interviews and my lectures, the questions will be asked. How did you ever get into this anyway? What made you start doing hypnosis? I tell them it is a long story, and it is told in the first book I ever wrote, 5 Lives Remembered. People are confused because they are aware of my other books, and they ask, well, why hasn't that one been published? The answer is, I tried. Often, books are ahead of their time, and that was the case with this one. It was a genre whose time had not yet come. Over the 40 years since my beginning in this field, my children and my readers have asked, why don't you publish that first book? You know there's an interest because people are always asking about your beginnings. So much has happened since I wrote that book in 1980 that I thought it would seem a simple and naive story, especially compared to the strides and advancements I have made since. So the manuscript languished in my filing cabinet until the beginning of 2009. I found it again when I was remodeling my house and cleaning out old files. As I held it in my hand, it seemed to speak to me. It is time. I gave it to my daughter Julia and asked her to read it and tell me what she thought. Is it too old? Is it out of date? Is it too simple and naive? Her answer after she read it was, no, Mom. It is a bridge book. It is a time capsule, a piece of history. People need to know how you got started, that it has not been an easy journey. So here it is, the introduction of the process that launched me on this unusual career. Metaphysics was an unknown word, and the term New Age had not yet been coined. The thought of conversing with people after they had died and before they were born were startling concepts. We had no preparation, so the story is told in the simple and naive fashion in which it came forth. This is the story of my beginning, although it focuses more upon my husband than me. This is often the way things occur, through chance occurrences and meetings that alter our lives and our ways of thinking for all time. I often wonder what path I would have chosen for this stage of my life if it hadn't been for our adventure into reincarnation in 1968. It opened a door that could never be closed, and I am grateful for that. The amazing thing is that in my further research over the years, none of the insights presented in this book were ever contradicted. At the time, they were fresh, startling, and unusual. But during the intervening years, they have been merely reinforced by the validation of numerous, thousands, cases repeating the same information in different words. Welcome to our entry into the world of the unknown.